Hey guys, welcome along to another track guide. It's track guide number 6, Paul Ricard. Yeah, not one of my favourite tracks, but like I said, we'll give it a go anyway. Before we get into the video, yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to comment down below with what you maybe want to see in another track guide or what track guides you want to see. Obviously, we will do every track guide. I think there's 19 tracks, so obviously this is 6, so we've still got a few to go. They will be released, yeah, every Monday. So in the end, we'll have all 19 track guides. But if there is people crying out for a certain track, then like I said, drop a comment below, and I'll try and get it put together ASAP. And like I said, guys, if you're liking the series, you haven't already subbed to my channel, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe. But yeah, let's stop waffling on and let's get into this one. So coming down the main straight, obviously accelerating as you always do on the straight. So yeah, coming down, you want to be looking for roughly the 100 board. So round about here, so about a car length, I'd say, before the 100 board. Yep, there you go, ish, car and a half. So heavy on the brakes, bringing it down. You want to bring it down to seconds. And what I've noticed with this chicane slash corner, you obviously don't want to take too much of the curb on the inside. If you hit the yellow post, you'll invalidate your lap. You want to then bring it slightly out to the left, and then yeah, pull it back into the right. Again, you can take a bit of this curb, try not to hit the yellow marker, then let the car run out, and again, not too far, as you can see another 2 markers, because it will invalidate the lap. Obviously at speed, so bringing it in and sort of jinking it to the left slightly, then to the right, and then getting on the power as early and as safely as possible. Down to the next corner, again you want to be braking. Round there is at the 100 board again, and have a look on the outside view. Yep, so literally on the 100 board, on the white mark. This is a bit more difficult one. We'll bring the gearing down to third, down to second, clipping the apex on the inside, again not hitting the yellow mark, it will invalidate your lap. You want to sort of jink it slightly to the right, and then yeah, taking a good part of this curb, again not too much. If you hit the yellow stripes on the inside, it'll invalidate the lap. This can be quite difficult, I found, on this hot lap. Car started to get a little bit away from me, managed to collect it. As you can see, it's going slightly to the left, which is sort of what you've got to do, but yeah, then dropping it down to first and turning it in as tight as possible. Again, not hitting the yellow post or cone on the inside. Letting the car run out. Take a little bit of the curb. Obviously, you can see that the rubber on the curb and how much you can take. Coming down here, you're just feathering the throttle. Don't really want to take a lot of this curb because it will unsettle the car. It's a difficult corner, because if you get on the gas too early, the car starts to sort of get away from you, as you can see there. You want to try and then get it collected up as soon as, and get obviously on the throttle as soon as possible. Bring it to the right slightly, and then you can cut a good portion of this curb on the left, which you want to do. Let the car run out again, and then you want to straighten it up as quick as possible. Because this is a very long straight. Obviously it's imperative to get a good exit, to get then the maximum speed down that back straight. So again, as I said, car starts to get away from me and manages to collect it down to first, cutting it back in, again second, then just feathering the throttle, waiting, then getting on the gas. So the car just starts to step out, manage to collect it, cut the curb, don't let the car run out too much on the outside, and then full throttle all the way down the straight. So it is a bit of a long one. Very long straight. So coming up here, you're looking for the 100 board. Again, don't bring the car to, bring it across a little bit. So this one's a difficult one. You still want to keep a good bit of speed. You come down one gear and start to feel the car. You're sort of on the limit of grip. You want to turn in again. You don't want to hit the there's a yellow mark just there. yellow post because it will invalidate the lap. Don't want to take too much curb either because it will unsettle the car, and that's the worst thing you can do because of the speed you're doing. Let the car drift out. Again, you've got points of reference with the cones or the little marks. Don't want to hit them because it will invalidate your lap. So again, sweeping it in, sort of a fluid motion, then coming down to the next braking point. This is a difficult one. There's no real reference, so this will be sort of judgment off your own back, and then once you've worked out where to brake, you'll then try and replicate that every lap. As I said, it's difficult. The rubber on the road will help to sort of gauge where to brake. So yeah, you want to turn in, you want to let the car drift out, and just being patient. You can see me feathering the throttle. I sort of put my foot down a little bit and then let go because I could feel the car starting to step out slightly or push to the left, which I didn't want it. You want to sort of start bringing it in to the right. Again, you can cut a good portion of this curb, but again, yeah, you don't want to cut too much because it will invalidate the lap. And you want to let the car drift out to the left. Again, take a slight part of the curb, not too much. And then yeah, then hard on the throttle again, but obviously not for too much up to the next braking point. As again, look, you're feathering the throttle, just bringing it in, a slight bit of brake there as well because I felt the car was drifting out too much. Get it round here and get on the gas. This one's, again, can be difficult. I take this slightly different to other drivers. So you want to be braking on the first cone pretty much. I sweep out to the right quite a lot. On this lap, I sort of brought it out maybe a bit too much. I was still within the track limits. It didn't validate the lap, but ideally I wouldn't take as much of the blue. So obviously, yeah, coming down, you want to then sweep it across and try not to take the curb because again, it'll unsettle the car. So that was a sort of perfect bar going out too much on the blue, and then yeah, then get on the gas as quick as possible. Again, not letting the car drift out too much to the right because you've got them marks that will then invalidate your lap. So then coming down to the sort of second to last braking zone, you want to be braking just before the curb, just before the end of the curb, the painted curb. Again, this one you need to get right because the way the corner is, you can easily drift out, which you don't want to do. So coming down, we're dropping it down to third. So again, not really touching the curb, down to second. And we'll sort of let the car sweep around, and then on the last point, you want to be sort of taking a lot of the curb. But just again, be careful because you could invalidate the lap. So take a good part of the curb, not accelerating too much because you don't want the car to then drift to the right, bringing it back into the left, dropping down a gear. Again, there's no real braking point for this. It's all sort of feel on your lap. Bringing it round to the right. Again, don't want to cut the curb on the right because it'll unsettle the car. Letting it drift out slightly to the left again, and then on the gas as soon as possible, straightening it up. Maybe I ran a bit too much curb there, needed to get off it a little bit quicker, and then full power to the line. So coming around, like I said, you want to sort of jink it slightly to the left, take it down to first gear, taking it round hard on the gas, and then accelerate to the line.